Well, hello, good morning everybody. Welcome back. Jiujitsu2000 here today. I'm back and I'm excited. I got a beautiful video for you guys today. I'm looking down at the ground and you can see all the leaves on the ground. What does that tell us? That tells us that it's time for the fall 2019 overnighter. Now I'm doing something a little different on this one than I've done in all of my previous overnighters, and that is I'm not hiking into a location with a backpack. I'm not, carrying a bunch of gear in. What I wanted to do on this one, I wanted to drive into a location with my vehicle and just basically get right out of my vehicle to an area and camp there. So I have my truck right over there in the distance, and I'm right here. Got some beautiful place here. There's trees. You can see the leaves falling off the trees. It's so pretty. Temperatures are amazing right now. I would say mid 70s. I'm just guessing. And when I looked at the forecast for weather tonight, it shows a low of about 35 degrees. So it's going to be nice and warm. It's not going to be too cold. I'm just so excited. The only thing missing is Miss Bella and the kids. I wish they could have came. But all these busy schedules that we have in our daily life just made them have to stay home on this one. So right here you can see there's like a little fire pit, which I don't think I'll be using. I brought my Optimus Polaris for this trip. Cool thing about having my vehicle right there is I have all my bedding and my blankets and my clothing and jackets and coats and ice chest full of food and everything you could want. So I'm planning on setting up maybe a hammock, maybe even a tent, maybe both. I'm excited to be here. We've been so busy remodeling our second home and we finally got that finished. So we moved into the second home and we are currently in the process of fixing up and getting our first home ready to rent. And I'm just so happy to be out here. Oh, the clouds, this is so much fun. I just love coming out and getting out like this. And this is such a beautiful place. Couldn't ask for a better place to camp. Well, I've got my hammock set up and I got in there and laid down for a minute and felt it, and it feels good. Got the bug net. This is the rear hammock. Really excited about that one. I've used it quite a bit and it works good. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to set up a tent. I don't know if I'm going to stay in the tent or the hammock, but I got a new tent that I want to set up. So I'm looking around and I'm trying to find a spot where there's not a bunch of rocks on the ground. And I found a spot right over here. I think this area right here will be perfect for a spot for me to set up my tent. So right now I'm in this new tent and I'm taking a look, looking at the features of it. It's brand new to me. This is my first time setting it up. So I'm noticing I got pockets in all four corners. So that's kind of cool. You know, you put shoes or something away. It's got a lot of cross ventilation, so this would be really nice for summertime. And it also has these little things on the fly outside that you can open to let more ventilation out. It's got a little bit of a vestibule out here, not that much. This side though, once that center flap goes down, it's got a pretty decent little vestibule on this side. And the cool thing about this center flap area is it can be used for like an awning. So if you had like a couple poles or a couple trees over there, you could stake that thing out. Be really nice. It's got a little hook up here in the top where you could tie maybe a little light or something for a light. And while I'm in here, I got a couple sleeping pads. I got my normal pads that I usually use. And the most important thing that I'm trying to figure out right now is where do my feet go? Because I always want my feet lower than my head. So I've determined that my head needs to go on this side. So I'll lay down something like this, and I can definitely see from my point of view here that my feet are going down from where my head is right now. That's important. This thing feels pretty sound. It feels like a nice little tent. They bill it, I think, as a 3-person tent, but I think it's really 1 person in his gear or 2 people with a little bit of gear. You know, because I like having plenty of room for my gear and stuff. But the zippers and everything seem real nice quality. Looks like a nice little tent. And it didn't cost that much. I picked it up on Amazon pretty cheap. Had nice aluminum poles, things like that. So that's about it. I kind of did a test lay in the hammock too to kind of get an idea of how the hammock's going to feel. And again, tonight, I'm not sure whether I'm going to sleep here or in the hammock. Most likely probably here in the tent. After traveling over here and then setting up cameras and doing all this, it's so nice to just take a break. And I'm laying down, kicked my feet off, and a funny thing, my feet stunk. My feet have been sweating today, I guess. It's time to get this cooking party started. I'm gonna make a nice little dish that's very simple to prepare. What's up with that burner bell? That looks different. That looks kind of interesting. I've never seen my burner bell come off like that. Didn't know it would do that. Check that out. Huh. Crazy. That's new. Burner bell comes off. Didn't know that. So let's put the quiet stove on. All right, I've got the Optimus Polaris. This is a fabulous stove. So to get started, clear this area out a little bit. Get rid of some of the junk that might be in the way. Level the stove a bit. I brought the Stanley Base Camp cook set, so this is such a nice set. Get this stove primed up and get it going. I just need a real low heat to get started. Go ahead and lock this down so the pan doesn't come apart. And in the meantime, I've got some butter. This is about 2 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to put in here. A little bit of butter, we'll get that melting. I have a little bit of zucchini here, and I'm going to use this little cutting board on the bottom of my Base Camp cook set. And I'm going to cut up that zucchini. Got my mora here. I'm not even going to peel it. Just cut these ends off. Cutting this zucchini in little pieces. It's going to be a very simple meal that I'm making. Nothing too crazy, something very simple to make. I'm going to just drop those in the pan. I love this Stanley Base Camp cook set. This thing is really nice. I use it all the time. It's really nice for car camping, and if you were maybe into RV camping or something like that, if you had an RV or a travel trailer or something, that kit would be awesome for something like that. In fact, I bought one for my parents for Christmas for their RV, and they loved it. You know, because it has everything you need for up to 4 people. Yeah, that butter, you can smell that. It smells good. This water bottle cracks me up because I picked up one of the Life Straw water filters that goes in your Nalgene bottle, and I really like this this lid, so I put that on my bottle. It makes this funny sound when you drink. But it's a good water bottle, and it has this other top. I put some paracord so I can hang it, and if it falls over, and that same lid fits on a standard Nalgene bottle. This is an easy meal. I mean, I've got just a little bag of raw shrimp. Just these guys. They're still frozen, but that's okay. The fact that these are frozen, when I put them in my pack and I wrap everything in a shima, it keeps everything cold, the butter, and of course the zucchini. So it keeps everything in that little package cold. It's a very easy meal to hike in if you were backpacking, but in my case, I was able to cheat because I have a cooler. But it's an idea that I usually use, and it works out pretty good. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells absolutely delicious. Now I'm getting ready to add some shrimp. These are raw shrimp. There's about 9 or 10 pieces in here. This is really good if you add a little bit of lemon. So if you have a lemon with you, add a little zest of lemon, and that will really spice this up, make it taste really, really good. But I didn't have any lemon with me on this trip. I guess I could have stopped by the store, but I just chose not to bring any. So nice coming out here and cooking out here in the woods. I love it. And this stove, awesome stove. This Optimus Polaris is an awesome stove. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. That looks absolutely beautiful. Oh man, look at that. Oh gosh. A little zucchini, a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of butter flavor. Oh yeah. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells amazing. These zucchini are just falling apart, and the shrimp, oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite meals. Miss Bella is on a keto diet right now, and I'm doing it as well. I've lost a little bit of weight, and so has she. And this is a really good meal to have and stay keto. First bite of this meal. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh. We make this at home quite a bit, except we don't slice the zucchini. We shred it like shredded cheese. Oh my God. Mmm. Oh, this is amazing. Oh my God. I'm going to enjoy this. I'll talk to you guys soon. Food seems to taste so much better when you're out in the woods. It's amazing. This water was a little bit cold, so I'm just warming it up so that I can have it as my heater tonight. 64-ounce clean canteen. It got dark, and it got dark pretty quick. So I am in my tent, and it's warm in here. I want to show you guys something about this tent. This is almost like a Mylar type material. It's warm in here. This fly is really nice. So this tent so far is really good. I like it. It used to be advertised a time ago as a 4-season tent, but now they advertise it as a 3-season. But that Mylar type covering is definitely doing some good things at keeping convection out, keeping radiation in. It's just working very well. To kill the time, I wanted to share with you guys a little book that I brought to read. Miss Bella and I got matching books. Mine says, "Do you know your bride? Yes, no, or not sure." She has the corresponding book, "Do you know your groom?" And we were in the bookstore one day looking at these books, and they are cool. So I'll just read a little sample. Page 1, I guess. Question number 1. Name at least one food that your bride would never want to give up. For her, I would say ribs. She loves ribs. Number 2. Has your bride ever played pool or billiards? And the answers that you can choose from are yes, she's pretty good at it. Yes, but she's not that sharp, or no, never. And I'm going to choose the answer yes, she's pretty good at it. Because we went down to her sister's house, and we went out, her sister and Miss Bella and me, and we went to a place to play some pool. And Miss Bella was telling me, oh, I'm not really into it, blah, blah, blah. And she sharked the whole table. That's funny. Question number 3, has she ever plunged a toilet? Without a doubt, yes, she has. She's a tough girl. You know, she's not one of these wimps that can't do nothing. She even has a CDL license. She knows how to drive a motorcycle. She can back a trailer. She's a real woman, right? Number 4, has she ever jumped on a trampoline? Yes, we have one. Number 5, is there any relative or friend that she's currently not speaking to? The answers are yes or no. And I would have to say no. So that's just a look at this book. And when you're out like this, it's really cool to just pass the time. You're out here enjoying the moment, and things like this little cheesy little book, you know, gives you things to think about. And her and I actually thought about doing these books together and making videos of them to share with you guys on YouTube. So if you guys think that that's something that you'd like us to do, leave a comment down below and tell us. Yeah, we're interested in you guys doing those books together. This is my pee bottle, so it gives me the ability to urinate during the night, so I don't have to get up and get out in the cold and let all the cold air into my shelter, my tent here. So keep a pee bottle in your tent, and it really makes it nice. It's always good to urinate before you go to bed, because if you keep that urine in your body is going to spend extra energy and resources to keep that urine warm. So if you get rid of that, it's easier to stay warm. Well, I've decided that it's time to hit the hay. I did some reading. The temperature in here feels really good. Today was such an amazing day. This is so fun getting out like this. It's definitely one of my favorite things to do. When I go to bed, I usually put my hat on backwards and I put my headlamp around my neck. Sometimes I'll put a chamois around my neck, but I'm using it as a floor cloth right now to keep my tent nice and clean. Got the Yuko lantern working, and it's just such a good place to be out here. I love camping. I love getting out. I love spending time out in the woods. I have since I was a little kid. This is just something that it's part of me. You know, it's amazing. So I like to put a small blanket over my face usually, and that helps keep my body's core temperature in my body as well through respiration. So I'll go to bed like this. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Life is good. Sweet dreams. Good morning. Whew. I slept so good last night.
Got my water bottle. Listen to that. Wow. I love that. The sound of the thunder is amazing. Obviously, you can tell I'm getting a little rain, which I'm happy about. Here in Arizona, we want all the rain we can get. So how did I sleep last night? I slept great. My little 64-ounce water heater is still hot. I heated it last night about 9 o'clock, and it lasted till about 4:30 in this morning. It was still warm at 4:30, but I just heated it up again. I wanted it a little bit warmer, and it's still almost too hot to touch still, and it's about 8:30 right now. So I slept great. I used my shema around my neck as a cloth. Temperatures last night got down to about 33, and my bedroll was warm. The sleeping arrangement was amazing. I'm going to go ahead and lock out this H1R. I've got it locked out, and I'm going to put it in my pocket. Having all these lights was nice. My Yuko candle lantern, I used it all night. I turned it off now. These things are awesome. It burned. When I came out here, it had a candle in it that was about a third of the way left, and it was one of the ones that I made, and it burned for 5 hours or something like that. So this morning at 4:30 or whatever it was, when I went to warm up my water bottle, I also changed out the candle, and I burned it for a couple hours, but I didn't really need it. It wasn't cold in here. I just used it for light. Oh, I'll tell you a funny story. So I'm dreaming. I definitely had some good sleep because I was dreaming. So I dreamed that I hurt my left pinky toe, that I had like cut it or something. And it was like really bad pain in the dream. I don't know what I was doing. I just remember dreaming that it was hurt. Well, when I woke up this morning, I was trying to convince myself, like, if it still hurt or not. It's kind of funny. This pillow arrangement that I have is my tent bag with a blanket wrapped around it and another blanket wrapped around that. And this was perfect. The camouflage blanket that I started to use last night, I love that. This blanket that I started to use last night above my head, I ended up wrapping around my water bottle, and I held that thing real tight to my stomach. And I never got cold last night. I felt great. I did keep the bottle upright though. I don't trust them. I always think that they're gonna leak, even though they don't. I always try to treat them as if they would, you know. Oh yeah, let's get this warming up. There's that butter from last night melting. Nice, there's one. Looks like I got a little piece in there, a piece of shell. Two. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Mix it all together. Well, my water bottle is out of water. But take a look at this. I still have plenty of ice in there. And this
This ice is from the house when I left yesterday morning. Fill that baby up. Yes, and now I'm ready to go. I'm gonna have a little cheese with my eggs, and I'm a cheese person. I love a lot of cheese, so I'm gonna way overdo it probably. Look at that. These eggs are just about done. Whoops, making a little mess here. Let those go right on top of that cheese. Oh yeah, nice little cheesy eggs. Now, normally I cook the sausage first, but today I just felt like having my eggs ready. Felt like eating, didn't want to wait. And eggs cook fast, so. Okay, let's give these eggs a taste and see what they taste like. That's delicious. I'm getting a tiny hint of the shrimp flavor in the eggs with the cheese. Oh, it's delicious. So what I did last night with that pan, with the butter and stuff that was left in the pan, I put it in the cooler. These are excellent. I would describe it as shrimpy, cheesy eggs. So let's get these guys out. Well, with all this cooking and the sun coming out from behind the clouds, it's getting warm. Time to shed some layers. How's my hair look? Probably having a bad hair day. You know, I should really get invested in wearing beanies more. I have them, I just don't bring them out much. Let's go ahead and take a look and try one of these pieces of sausage. Very good. I just got done eating my breakfast, my sausage, and I got a phone call from my mom and my pop, and that was so cool. It's so nice hearing from them. I enjoyed a really nice conversation. In fact, we were talking about this tent because they bought the same exact tent, and they were asking me how this was holding up, and I told them that I got a little bit of rain. We just had a good conversation, and during the conversation I was eating my sausage and talking to them about the stove, you know, the Optimus Polaris, and how good it worked. And I picked one up for them, and I think it was Christmas last year I gave them an Optimus Polaris, and they love it too. So we're talking about the stove. I was giving them little tips and tricks on that, and yeah, it's just always fun talking to them. Now that I've got my stomach full and the temperatures are kind of warming up and the sun's starting to break from the clouds, so we're getting a little sunlight now, I'm hoping that this fly will dry, because I hate taking the tent down in the rain or when it's wet, because then when I get home I gotta put the whole thing back up to let it dry. So I'm hoping that I'll have an opportunity to let this thing dry out here before going home. That it's time for nap. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So comfortable. Well, that little nap was definitely what I needed. I feel so much better now. Now it's time to break camp and get out of here. I'm just so happy being out here. Such a nice place to be. Well, folks, that's it for my 2019 fall overnighter. I hope you had fun on this video. I really enjoyed this trip. Getting a little bit of rain was nice. It was also very nice that the rain lifted and gave me enough time to dry my tent and my tarp, because I don't have to take it down once I get home. I was able to pack it away dry, and that's a good feeling. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. Like this video. If you like the type of content that you're seeing on my channel, please don't hesitate hitting that subscribe button. And if you want to get updates, hit that notification bell and choose all notifications. Therefore, it'll send you a message whenever I upload new content. And as always, again, folks, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.